Hi, friends! Have you ever wondered why a squirrel is so ridiculously good at saving? Seriously, think about it. This tiny, furry creature, with a brain the size of a peanut, manages to stash away enough nuts to survive a whole winter. No spreadsheets, no budgeting apps, no motivational posters, just pure, unadulterated acorn hoarding instinct. Meanwhile, we humans, with our giant brains and our fancy smartphones, often struggle to save enough money for a fancy coffee, let alone a long, cold winter of, life. What gives? Is the squirrel just better than us? Well, yes, but also no. The truth is, our brains are basically running on some seriously outdated software. Imagine your brain as a computer. For hundreds of thousands of years, it was running an operating system called Hunter-Gatherer OS 1.0. This software was brilliant for its time. It was designed for a world of immediate needs. See a delicious-looking berry? Eat it now before someone else does. See a saber-toothed tiger? Run now before it eats you. There was no Save for Retirement folder on this desktop. There wasn't even a Save for Next Week folder. The whole system was geared towards immediate reward. Survival depended on it. Fast forward to today, we're now trying to run modern financial apps on that same ancient operating system. And it's causing glitches. Lots of them. Let's meet Dave. Dave is a great guy. He's smart, he works hard, and he has a secret love for artisanal donuts. Not just any donuts. We're talking about the fancy, handcrafted, filled with cardamom-infused plum jam kind of donuts. Dave knows he should be saving more money. He has goals. He wants to buy a car that doesn't make a weird clunking noise every time he turns left. He'd like to go on a vacation somewhere that isn't his aunt's spare bedroom. So, Dave makes a plan. He creates a budget. He even gives his savings goal a cool name. Operation Bye Bye Clunker. He's feeling motivated. He's feeling powerful. He is the squirrel. Then, Monday happens. Dave has a stressful day at work. His boss, Brenda, questioned his use of the color magenta in a PowerPoint presentation. It was a very tasteful magenta, by the way. He's feeling a little down, a little defeated, and as he's walking home, he passes a new bakery. In the window, under a warm golden light, sits the most perfect donut he has ever seen. It's glistening. It looks like it was sculpted by angels. Now Dave's modern, logical brain says, "Dave, remember Operation Bye Bye Clunker. That donut is the opposite of a non-clunky car. Walk away, Dave. Be the squirrel." But deep inside, his old hunter-gatherer OS starts booting up. The immediate reward alarm starts flashing. Dopamine, now. His ancient brain wiring doesn't see a $5 donut. It sees a quick, easy hit of happiness, a delicious, sugary solution to the magenta-related misery from his workday. It sees a shiny, edible berry, and the hunter-gatherer OS screams, "Eat the berry, Dave. Winter isn't real. Only donuts are real." So, Dave buys the donut. And it is, of course, magnificent. For about 5 minutes, the world is a better place. Brenda and her questionable opinions on magenta fade away into a sugary haze. But then, the donut is gone, and Operation Bye Bye Clunker is $5 further away. This isn't just about a lack of willpower. This is a biological battle happening in your brain, every single day. It's your modern, forward-thinking planner brain versus your ancient, impulsive lizard brain. And the lizard brain has had a few 100,000 years of a head start. It's also not just our internal wiring that's making things hard. The entire world is basically a giant donut shop designed to make our lizard brains go wild. Think about it. You scroll through social media. What do you see? Your friends on amazing vacations, influencers with brand new cars, ads for things you suddenly, desperately need, like a tiny vacuum cleaner for your keyboard. Every ad, every limited time offer, every buy now, pay later button is a little nudge for your lizard brain. It's an army of marketers armed with psychology degrees, all whispering the same thing. You want it, you need it, you deserve it, get it now. They're basically Brenda, but for your entire life, and instead of questioning your color choices, they're draining your bank account. So you have your own ancient brain working against you, and you have the entire modern economy working against you. It's a tough fight. No wonder saving feels like trying to swim upstream in a river of donuts. It's exhausting. And when we fail, we feel guilty. We think we're bad with money. We think we're the only ones who can't get it right. But it's not just you. It's everyone. We're all just a bunch of Daves trying our best to ignore a world full of delicious, distracting donuts. So, how do you even begin to fight back? How do you upgrade that ancient operating system in your head? Do you have to just live in a cave and eat lentils to get ahead? No, absolutely not. The secret isn't to become a monk. The secret is to trick your lizard brain. You have to make saving money the easiest, most automatic, most rewarding option. You have to make it feel less like a chore and more like, well, a donut. And it starts by understanding one simple, powerful concept that banks and financial companies use to their advantage all the time. It's a little thing called friction. Friction is just a fancy word for anything that slows you down. Right now, there's a lot of friction for saving, and almost zero friction for spending. Think about buying something on Amazon. It's one click, maybe two. Your card details are saved, your address is saved. It's almost too easy. That's low friction. The path is smooth. Your lizard brain loves it.
Now think about saving money. You have to remember to do it. You have to log into your bank account. You have to decide how much to transfer. You have to move it to a separate savings account. It's a bunch of steps. It's clunky. That's high friction. And your lizard brain looks at that whole process and says, ugh, never mind. Is there a donut nearby? So the first step in fixing our savings problem is to flip that script. We need to add friction to our spending and remove it from our saving. And it's actually way easier than it sounds. Let me tell you about Lisa. Lisa also loves donuts. But Lisa has a trick up her sleeve. Lisa knows all about her own lizard brain. She knows it's impulsive and wants instant gratification. So she doesn't try to fight it with pure willpower. That's like trying to stop a tidal wave with a pool noodle. Instead, she gets clever. She rearranges the world around her so the easiest choice is also the smartest choice. First, she automates her savings. This is the big one. This is the cheat code. The day she gets paid, a portion of her money is automatically transferred from her checking account to a separate savings account. Automatically. She doesn't see it. She doesn't touch it. It's gone before her lizard brain even wakes up and smells the donuts. This removes all the friction from saving. She doesn't have to remember. She doesn't have to log in. She doesn't have to make a decision. Her planner brain made the decision once, a long time ago, and now the system just runs on its own. Her savings are on autopilot. It's like having a little squirrel that works for you, diligently burying nuts while you're busy living your life. But she doesn't stop there. She also creates a little friction for her spending. Her primary savings account? It's at a completely different bank than her checking account. It's not one of those instant transfer savings accounts. If she wants to pull money out of it, it takes 2 to 3 business days to transfer. 2 to 3 business days. In the world of instant gratification, that's an eternity. By the time the money would arrive in her checking account, the craving for that limited edition, lavender-infused donut has probably passed. She has essentially built a time delay lock on her own savings. This is brilliant because it gives her planner brain time to catch up and talk her lizard brain off the ledge. The planner brain can step in and say, hey, remember that trip to Italy we're saving for? Is this donut really better than gelato in Rome? Usually the answer is no. Lisa also applies friction to her daily spending habits. She deleted her credit card information from her web browser and her favorite shopping apps. Now, if she wants to buy that cool keyboard vacuum cleaner she saw on social media, she can't just click once. She has to get up, find her purse, pull out her wallet, and manually type in all 16 digits of her credit card, the expiration date, and that little security code on the back. It's not a huge amount of work. It's not climbing Mount Everest, but it's just enough of a hassle, just enough friction to make her pause. And in that pause, her planner brain has a chance to ask the most important question in all of personal finance. Do I really need this? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. The impulse fades, and the money stays in her account. She's not depriving herself. She's just giving her wiser, future-focused self a fighting chance. She even has a rule for bigger purchases. It's the 48-hour rule. If she wants to buy something non-essential that costs over, say, $100, she puts it in an online shopping cart and just leaves it there for 2 full days. She can think about it. She can sleep on it. It's amazing how many must-have items feel completely unnecessary 48 hours later. What Lisa has done is redesign her environment to favor her long-term goals. She accepted that her brain has a built-in glitch, a buy the donut button that gets pushed way too easily. So instead of trying to resist the button, she just moved it further away and put a couple of annoying password prompts in front of it. This is the secret. It's not about being perfect. It's not about saying no to every single donut for the rest of your life. Dave isn't a failure, and Lisa isn't a superhero. Lisa just knows that the modern world is not set up for our ancient brains to succeed. So she built her own system. You can do this too. Start small. Set up one automatic transfer, just one. Pick an amount that you won't even notice is gone. $20 a paycheck, $10 a week. The amount doesn't matter at first. The habit does. Then, try adding one little piece of friction to your biggest spending weakness. If you're always ordering food delivery, delete the app from your phone's home screen. Don't delete the app entirely. Just move it into a folder so it takes an extra swipe or two to find. Make it slightly less convenient. If you're an impulse Amazon shopper, take your card off the one-click setting. You're just giving your future self a little gift, a moment to pause, a chance to choose the clunker-free car or the trip to Italy over the fleeting joy of a donut. You are being your own best friend. You are being the squirrel. So in conclusion, saving money is hard because our brains are basically caveman brains living in a super fast, high-tech world that's designed to make us spend. It's not a character flaw, it's a design flaw. The trick isn't to fight your brain with willpower, but to outsmart it. Make saving your money the laziest, easiest thing you do by automating it. And make spending your money just a little bit harder by creating small, simple obstacles, a little bit of friction, that give your smart, future-focused brain a chance to win. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be clever. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.